Will President Trump coming back to power have a direct bearing on Pakistan politics, especially in the context of Imran Khan? We tell you why this question is being asked and the implications. You see, Imran Khan and Trump have been good friends after a flaky start and war of tweets in 2019. The two met in person thrice in a span of 6 months between July 2019 and January 2020. During Imran Khan's tenure, high-level US-Pak engagements had restored. It was during Imran Khan's tenure that the military education program for Pakistan military was restored by the US, and also the F-16 technical support program. The military's dilemma now is around what to do with Khan following Trump's re-election. Will Pakistan lose its biggest trading partner due to the stubbornness of some of its generals regarding Imran Khan? The Pakistani diaspora in the US is considerably smaller. It's just over 500,000, as per a 2023 number put out by the American Community Survey. But as little they might be, they are influential and strong enough. Some of them have been politically active, by the way, have been political donors and funders. Recently, Trump's political aide, Richard Grenell, put out some tweets demanding Imran Khan's release. Trump's cabinet nominees in the past have tweeted about Imran Khan's jail conditions. The Pakistan government, on its part, has changed the course of critique and drawing parallels between the 9th of May 2023 and the 6th of Jan 2021 Capitol Hill riots. Following the election of President Trump, lawmakers and even ministers have deleted their previous tweets where they drew parallels with these two events, between these two events. Since Shehbaz Sharif took charge, Pakistan-US engagement has been at its lowest, with incremental US sanctions on Pakistan's ballistic missile program. No telephone call took place between President Biden and Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. The two have barely had a customary meeting on the sidelines of the UNGA inaugural dinner. In such a scenario, Imran Khan can possibly mend the US-Pakistan relationship given his proximity with President Trump from the past. And this puts the establishment in a fix in Pakistan. Of late, the government and opposition have been holding negotiations to ensure political stability. 2 rounds of these talks have already been held, with a third being scheduled to be held on the 16th of January. Imran Khan has been unflinching in his demand of an election audit and getting back his mandate. Amid all this, the question arises, will the Trump effect take Pakistan's government down and out following him taking office? And we will have to wait for that answer to emerge. Our top story tonight is about Gaza. Can the ceasefire deal survive politics? And here's why I ask that question. The day started with celebrations surrounding a breakthrough in truce talks, but by the afternoon, the long-awaited ceasefire deal seemed increasingly fragile. Israeli airstrikes continued over the Gaza Strip, where scenes of celebration and mourning took place simultaneously. Later in the day, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu postponed the cabinet vote on the deal. Netanyahu's office stated that Israel would not proceed until Hamas complied with certain last-minute concessions. Can the deal survive the politics? Is the immediate question. Will Netanyahu stick to the deal? Will the violence finally cease? You see, the future of the truce remains uncertain. Just have a look at these images now on your screen in scenes that look familiar to what's been happening for the past 15 months. Gaza hospitals continued to be lined with dead bodies, casualties of Israeli strike there. Rushed to the hospital ahead of the ceasefire set to come into effect on Sunday. The strike hit Al-Falah school-turned-shelter, killing at least 4 Palestinians, including 2 children, and injuring 20.
What did this girl do to deserve this? What did this girl do to deserve this? This is a little young girl. What did she do to deserve this? She's a young girl playing in the yard. What did she do to deserve this?
Israel airstrikes killed at least 73 people in Gaza hours after a ceasefire and hostage release deal was announced. Some Gazans couldn't even afford to celebrate. You see, a ceasefire, when finalized, would come into effect from Sunday, which basically means that Israel can continue to strike Gaza as many times as possible until Sunday. A celebration of the ceasefire is not enough. War analysts and commentators say that the world will have to pressure Israel to halt aggression immediately. They say that the ceasefire deal was called 466 days too late. By the way, we drew up the numbers. Since the war started in October 2023, over 46,000 Palestinians have lost their lives. That's nearly 100 deaths per day. And that figure is considered conservative. The actual death toll could be significantly higher. Based on these calculations, if the violence continues for just 3 more days, we could see at least another 300 Gazans killed, if not more.
Is this the truth they're talking about? What did this young girl, this child, do to deserve this? Is she fighting you, Israel? Where are the Arabs? Where are the Muslims? No one has any conscience. She's a young girl, a child.
Is this the truth they are talking about? That's what one Gazan is lamenting and asking. And it is a legitimate question after all. What is delaying Israel when it comes to finalizing the ceasefire deal? Netanyahu's office has accused Hamas of trying to obtain quote-unquote last-minute concessions on certain aspects of the agreement. However, Hamas has denied these claims. Senior Hamas leaders reportedly rejected Israel's allegations that the Palestinian group was, in fact, reneging on elements of the deal. According to reports, Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhri has stated, and I'm quoting here, there is no basis to Netanyahu's claims about the movement backtracking from the terms of the ceasefire agreement, quote unquote. Earlier, Izzat al-Rishek, member of Hamas's political bureau, has said, and I'm quoting, Hamas is committed to the ceasefire agreement, which was announced by the mediators, quote unquote. So what's really going on? Who is lying, if at all? What is the full truth? The full truth is what we have been saying all along. As far as Israel's war on Gaza is concerned, a military victory was never really possible. Israel needed to reach a ceasefire deal to end the war. But there is only a political solution to this crisis, not a military one. And that's why the Israeli cabinet meeting, which was expected to approve the deal on Thursday, could have been delayed. Netanyahu blamed Hamas for a last-minute crisis, but reports indicating that Netanyahu's far-right allies have refused to back the deal. In fact, the party of Bezalel Smotrich, Israel's finance minister, has said that it is ready to leave the government if they don't get some sort of assurance from Netanyahu that Israel will go back to full-scale war after phase 1 of this deal. Smotrich, along with National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, in fact, has been a staunch opponent of any type of ceasefire deal. The delay only proves the internal political conflict within Netanyahu's government. For now, the Times of Israel reports that Israel's Mossad chief, David Barnea, and other negotiators are still in Doha, hammering out the deal. They are said to be finalizing the details, quote-unquote, of the announced ceasefire deal. Even though mediators, Qatar and the US, have declared that a deal has been reached, Israel's cabinet is yet to vote on it. So will the deal survive the politics? Shifting focus for now, Hindenburg Research shuts down with immediate effect just days ahead of Donald Trump's inauguration. The founder, Nate Anderson, did not give any specific reason in his personal note, though raising several questions and leading to speculation. The timing and the sudden decision to shut shop have raised several questions. Is Hindenburg Research frightened of Donald Trump, for example? as the disbanding news comes just 3 days before Trump takes office. More critical questions have been raised in the wake of Anderson's announcement. The firm is known for scathing financial fraud reports on big corporations, with India's Adani Group being prominent in early 2023. The other questions doing the rounds: is it Trump 2.0 or the increased scrutiny on short sellers? The Securities and Exchange Commission has been pursuing short sellers with a laser-focused intent since Trump's victory. Expectations are that the crackdown under Trump 2.0 could become a lot more intense. And the questions come after recent events that include Trump's reaction to rumors that some investors intend to short sell Trump Media and Technology Group shares. He demanded an investigation into market manipulators or short sellers, quote unquote, from the appropriate authorities, quote unquote. Hindenburg founder, in a personal note, has said, I'm quoting, "As I've shared with family, friends and our team since late last year, I have made the decision to disband Hindenburg Research," quote unquote. The founder said, quoting further, "The plan has been to wind up after we finish the pipeline of ideas we were working on. And as of the last Ponzi cases we just completed and are sharing with regulators, that day is today," quote unquote. Anderson added, quoting further, "We shook some empires that we felt needed shaking," quote unquote. And on the reason for winding down what the founder calls a successful firm, he said, quoting, "So why disband now? There is not one specific thing, no particular threat, no health issue, and no big personal issue," quote unquote. Anderson cited that the intensity and focus of the work at the research firm had him neglect many aspects of life and the people important to him. He added, I'm quoting, "I now view Hindenburg as a chapter in my life, not a central thing that defines me," quote unquote. Shifting focus for now, India's space agency, ISRO, has made history. This morning, ISRO aced its maiden space docking mission, a niche and sophisticated technology that is key to several high-end space missions. ISRO now joins an elite list of countries that have performed space docking. Let's first just tell you more about what makes space docking such a praiseworthy technological feat. You see, docking is the process of mechanically attaching spacecraft that are circling the Earth. Think of the International Space Station. It is as long as a football field and as spacious as a 5-bedroom house, just for context. Obviously, it's impossible to launch such a massive structure into space. And that is where the process of docking comes in. By launching multiple large components into space, it's possible to autonomously assemble them via docking. Also, docking has various applications. Docking enables the transfer of fuel, cargo, even astronauts between two spacecraft. So far, the US, Russia, China, and Europe have mastered docking technology. And now India has successfully demonstrated autonomous space docking. India's SpaceX mission was launched on the 30th of December 2024. ISRO's workhorse PSLV rocket carried the twin satellites, a target and a chaser, each weighing about 220 kgs. Earlier this month, the satellites were 21 kilometers apart, and gradually ISRO tested all their systems and sensors, and then started moving the satellites closer to each other. Eventually, this led to the docking. By the end of this decade, India is looking to perform Chandrayaan-4, a mission to land a robotic craft on the moon and bring back samples. India also wants to build its own space station. For accomplishing both these missions, India must master docking technology. And just to understand the process better and its significance, WION's principal correspondent, Siddharth MP, recently spoke to M. Shankaran, the director of ISRO's UR Rao Satellite Center, to help understand the intricacies of space docking.
Kindly tell us, sir, how complicated this. The satellites are traveling at 28,000 kilometers per hour and autonomously they'll have to dock?
Correct. It is like you would have seen in the movie Speed, how the two buses are going at 100 miles per hour together parallelly, and you have to put a bridge and transfer people. It is exactly like that, but only the speed is going to be at least another 2000 times more. That is the difficulty in this work. But it is not impossible. People have already done it. We have developed our own technology.